Hi everyone, welcome to the audit and attestation class. This class of assessing risk and developing response to those assessed risks will be covering in detail about IT system, IT general control and application controls, the complete overview of this, and then we will be understanding in detail about IT controls, type of IT control and the benefit of IT on the internal control. So let's dive into for more detail. Now today we'll be discussing more in detail on IT and IT. Yeah. In the question paper, we have 5 components, but there are 17 principal. Yes. Those are tested in BEC examinations. So they will be discussed more in detail in BEC. So Kush has a question over here, like 5 component of COSU, they have 12 principles as well, right? So those 17 principle are being tested majorly in the BEC. So we'll be studying in detail for all those 17 principle in BEC. So here in the audit section, this 5 component understanding is being required for the examination purpose. Right, very good question. So now let's jump into the IT system, IT general controls and IT application control. First of all, let's understand what is IT system is, right? So in IT system, I'm sure many of you might have seen like SAP, ERP, Oracle, NetSuite, right? QuickBook, or in India you might have seen Tally, right? These all are what? Accounting system. These all are what? IT system and accounting system, in which you do all your accounting entries, manage your inventory, manage your treasury, manage your payroll, and so on and so forth, right? Fixed assets and everything. So IT system is basically a mainframe system in which you maintain and manage all your accounting records and related records to the accounting. So what all thing as an auditor we need to understand about like respective process in the accounting, like for example purchase to payable processes to receivable process, or treasury process, payroll process, or you can say PP&E process. What all things you need to understand is initiation of any transaction at the respective process level, recording of the transaction, processing of the transaction, and reporting of the transaction. So IRPR in short generally we call. I know some of you are working in Big Four, so you already knowing this terminology very well, but the people who are not working in Big Four, for them I'm sure you might have studied in your audit in your graduation days or in your any professional qualification day, but this is just a quick refresher or reiteration of what you have studied on that. So initiation of any transaction, like in last class we discussed in detail about purchase to payable process, right? In that we have discussed like initiation start with the purchase requisition, right? So here what all things as an auditor we need to understand is what all are the control points and control checks, right? Who all are approving or authorizing the respective transaction at the respective stage, right? So for initiation, like purchase requisition, initiation of purchase requisition, that is a starting point, and then it moves to the purchase order, and after that it will start into the recording section when you record the purchase order. Because once you issue the purchase order, there is a commitment you have given to any third party. Till then it is in a PR stage, it's internal matter, you have no commitment to any third party. But once you have issued the purchase order to the third party, that means it's your commitment. So there it comes to the recording section. And then after, once you receive the material, that means you are receiving the material, you are liable to pay, right? So that's also come in the recording section, right? And once you do like recording of this transaction, the next is like system parallelly do the processing as well, right? When you record the invoice, you select the purchase order, you select the quantity, it will automatically pick the approved rate, and they do the mathematical calculation. It's called processing, and then they post the invoicing entry, or then they post into the account payable, right? And after that, when you make the payment, that is the treasury part. But once you record once you record the account payable, it automatically get into the reporting section as well, because reporting is what is coming in your trial balance, what is coming in your financial statement, right? So at each stage you will see like something which is impacting your trial balance is called reporting. So whatsoever is coming in your trial balance, is part of the reporting in generally IRPR process, right? Yes, when it is being posted and it is impacting, it's coming to your financial statement rather than because there are two type of JE. Like what is like internal JE, which is like cost to cost transfer or internal transfer kind of thing, which is just park over there, but not posted sometime, and sometimes it is posted, but it is not impacting to any financial statement line item, or it is not impacting to any trial balance line item. Then it is like internal matter. But when it is hitting your trial balance, it's finally reporting, right? Yes, after recording, it will go where it will automatically go into the trial balance. Because as per chart of account, that journal entry is being, the respective account is being attached to the trial balance. So it's simultaneously 2 or 3 things goes, but maybe in a chart pictorial way, it looks line by line or step by step. But normally in a system, when you push an entry, you are entering as well. That means you are recording as well. System is processing in itself, and after the processing, it's getting into the trial balance. Let's say, for example, you are making a sales transaction. Right? Let's say you go to Amazon and you purchase, let's say, a shirt. So when you are entering your detail, that is initiation, right? When you are making those transactions, like you have selected the shirt and you are going into the payment, right? And once you made the payment, it automatically generates the invoice, right? So in this duration, when you are submitting the detail, you are initiating and system is processing and recording those information, right? Once you hit the payment and when it's being debited in your bank account, automatically invoice will generate. Invoice is generated, that means sales is being recorded. And sales is being recorded, it's automatically at the trial balance of Amazon. Right? It go in simultaneously, but logically it's like a flow. Right? Makes sense to everyone? Kashish, Nimisha, Vineet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All clear.
Right? Okay. So now this is, we all understand, we all have seen like IT system, right? High level, we all have understanding. More than that, it's not much required for CPA exam. Don't worry, you're not going for a CISA exam. So as of now, we are studying for CPA exam. So just high level understanding for examination purposes sufficient. But more important is type of control, right? So there are like automated controls and IT dependent manual control, which come under the IT environment. In addition to that, we have manual control, but that is something we have already studied in control environment and entity level control, which is the earlier topic. This topic is relating to IT controls, right? In IT, you will find 2 types of control. One is automated control, which is purely system driven control. Like for example, we have in last class also we have discussed like edit check. I have shown you like our website where you cannot post like less than 9 numbers when you are submitting your mobile number, right? You cannot post email ID without @ right?
Yes,
so those all are edit check. Or in the date column, you cannot post numeric or alphanumeric kind of things. So those all are system control or automated controls, and automated controls are generally preventive in nature, right? So automated control also include access control, like your ID, your password. So they have given to you respective ID and password and respective authorization as well. For example, purchase person would not be making any entry in the treasury department, right? Payroll person may not be making an entry in the PPNE department, right? So those kind of authorization, logical authorization or access control is also being part of automated control. Right? So segregation of duty, how do you implement and enforce that segregation of duty? If you have good IT control environment in your system, then you can segregate like who is a maker, who is a checker, who will prepare the purchase requisition, who will review the purchase requisition. After that only it will go to the next department. So those are logical controls you can put under the IT controls, which is called automated control. Make sense? So where we do not have any intervention of human are called automated controls, right? Second is IT dependent manual controls. So IT dependent manual controls are those controls in which we perform manual review based on the IT generated report. Like in last class also we discussed about them, like bank reconciliation review, account receivable aging review, account payable aging review, right? Or maybe let's say trial balance review, or you can say general ledger and sub ledger reconciliation review. So those all are examples of, you can say, IT dependent manual control, in which you will get the report from the system, and then you are analyzing manually to those reports and reviewing those reports manually. It's called IT dependent manual control. Make sense? Yeah, Nikisha, Ashish, all good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now we understood IT system, we understood type of IT control. Let's understand like benefit of IT on internal controls environment. So we are still in like second phase of audit. First one was accepting and continuance, like very early stage, and then the planning stage where you are assessing the risk and planning your audit, right? So when you are assessing the risk, you're assessing this also, whether you have strong IT control environment in the organization or not. If you do not have strong IT control environment in an organization, then probably you need to increase your substantive audit procedure, right? So now we are understanding the benefit of IT on internal control. First is consistently apply predefined business rule and perform complex calculation in processing large volume of transaction. If you see, like for example, in India, if you see telecom company like Airtel, Vodafone, and in US, if you see AT&T, right? How many users we have? Right? If in India, if you see almost 65 crore, that means 650 million user of the telephone services, right? How their accounting will be managed if you have to manage that manually? Can anyone imagine? It's hard to imagine, right? So everyone, like someone is having 199 packs, someone is having 249 packs, someone is having 349 packs, someone is having 900 packs, someone is having postpaid, someone is having prepaid, like, and then user base, right? Some are corporate user, some are retail user, right? And some are institutional user. So managing their accounting based on the usage, how difficult it would be if you have to do it manually. Just imagine that. Right? So if you see what IT can do for an organization, it can streamline those processes of the revenue recognition of such a giant companies, right? For example, if you see like Amazon, someone is buying shirt, pant, trousers, jeans, or maybe mobile, laptop, telephone, sofa, anything and everything. And they have like more than million vendors nowadays. If you see globally, Amazon have more than million vendors across the globe who is supplying. So with someone they have like 10% commission, someone 12%, someone 24%, someone 28% of the respective products and respective services they are providing. So how do they manage if they do not have like good IT system, right? So that is the benefit of IT system, that all this big and complex transaction or regular you can say calculation can easily be done by the system itself. Like for example, if you go to our website and if you buy any subject, and it automatically calculates GST and take you to the payment gateway, right? That is possible only through the IT system, right? Same way, like when you go to Amazon and you buy anything, it automatically calculates the GST based on the respective rate fee. So how it is doing? So the business logic and business rules, they have fit into the respective systems, right? So a respective item when you purchase, a respective rate of GST or VAT, it will automatically calculate and give you the final payment and immediately generate the invoice, right? How it is happening? It's happening through the information system only, right? So as we are getting more and more dependent on the information system, more important is IT controls as well, right? Second point is enhance the timeliness, availability, and accuracy of the information. Same way when you do like check-in and check out with the Amazon website, or maybe Make My Trip, Yatra.com, or any flight you buy, like immediately you get the ticket for the airline as well, right? If you see like the all this Make My Trip, Yatra.com, or Book My Trip, kind of this, right? So they have like so close associated with the respective airlines, like prices fluctuating of the airline, it is immediately represented in their website as well, right? And when you do the check-in and check-out of the respective flight tickets, you buy it, and immediately it will book your ticket. So they are so much closely integrated with the IT interface of the respective airlines, right? For example, in India, let's say we have like 15 plus service provider, big service provider, like small also we have lot. And in every corner of the area, you will see like one of the travel agent, right? Those all already there, but there are some big players like Make My Trip, Yatra, and so on and so forth. Same way in US, if you see, like we have Delta, we have Sky, Southwest. No, those are airlines, but there are, yeah, yeah. So we have a couple of good websites who give you like minimum prices for the respective flight. Like in India, we use Trivago as well, right?
Skyscanner.
Yeah, Skyscanner, exactly. Yes. So, so those actually so closely integrated and interface with them, and it will give you immediate, without wasting any time, and accurate results and availability of the seats as well, right? When you go and to check out the seat as well, you go to the like, it will show you like image of a plane, and you can select your seat as well. So it's so accurate of the availability of the information on the real time basis, right? That is how it is possible. It's possible through the information system only, and there's strong integration and interface among those respective systems, right? Next is facilitate additional analysis of the information. So nowadays, like, have you heard about big data concept? Right? Have you heard about like data analytics, data science, right? Blockchains. Have you heard about these terminologies? What exactly nowadays we are moving in especially like audit and accounting and finance domain, we are very much going to be dependent on like this analytics, especially on data analytics and big data, right? If you see like all these big companies like AT&T, Facebook, Amazon, Caterpillar, right, or Instagram, WhatsApp, they have like huge volume of data, right? And you know, like Google is providing each and every service free of cost to you, but you know, like how they are making money and they are profitable, and their overall valuation is more than our country's GDP. Can you imagine that? So our GDP is $2.7 trillion, and their valuation is much more than $2.7 trillion for the Google in itself. How is it being possible? Through this analysis which they do, through those Google Analytics which they provide, and based on which they pitch to the vendor for the ad services, right? Their main business is ad business, right? All these things they are providing you to play to get your data only, right? And what they do with this data, like code is, they are still under the discussion with code. I don't have to tell you that. But you can go back and check like Sundar Pichai interrogation, right, in the Senate. Same way like Mark Zuckerberg, you can see their interrogation in the Senate. So they all are like using the data which is on their platform for advertisement majorly, and for many other things, right? Next one is enhanced ability to monitor the performance of activity. So here, if you see, like if you have data appropriately captured, you can see like how things are moving, right? For example, in which area you are making more sales, in which area you're not making more sales, which product is giving you more revenue, which product is not giving you revenue, which services are profitable, which services are not profitable. So if you have all these data through those information system and you analyze and monitor those data, then at a business level, you can make stronger strategies for the future outcome, right? And it helps in reducing the risk of control failure, because manual controls are more prone to failure rather than the system controls, right? System controls, once you fix 2 plus 2, it should reflect 4. It will all the time will reflect 4, right? But if you say to Kamal 2 plus 2 is 4, all the time I'm not sure, like I'll be writing 4. It may be sometime can go to 3 or it can be go to 5, right? But if you have given this command to the calculator, then all the time it would be coming as a 4, right? Make sense? Last one is enhance ability to achieve effective segregation of duty. So, like we were discussing earlier also, in system, we can easily segregate the duty, who is a maker, who is a checker, who is a reviewer, right? So that can be effectively streamlined into the system. Right? Any doubts so far on the benefit of IT on internal controls?
So last वाला point क्या था? How does it help?
Enhance ability to achieve effective segregation of duty. So effective segregation of duty. What is segregation of duty?
Segregation of duty is basically delegating.
Delegating or distribution of
segregation.
activities.
Yeah, you are responsible for this and all that segregation.
Distribution of all our activities.
Anyone else would like to add? It's partly correct, but partly
the same individual is not preparing and processing and reviewing the same stuff. So there should be segregation.
Yeah. So like Kosh here says, like same person should not be the maker and checker of the accounting entries or invoicing or any journal entry he or she will be posting. There should be a concept of maker and checker. So there is a segregation of duty, like who will be making the respective journal entry and who will be reviewing that respective journal entry. And the department wise also, right? In purchase department, purchase people will be working. In sales department, sales people will be getting the authority, and in marketing department, marketing people will be working. So those segregation of duty can be given in the system. That means, for example, if you are working in a purchase team, you will not get the access to view what marketing team or treasury team is doing.
Okay.
Right?